Wallpaper.
Public unicorns! Yeah!
Wallpaper.
I know, right? So, hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Punk Unicorns. I'm your host, Nikki B.
I'm Mama Gappy. How you doing?
Hi, this is take 3 of the podcast. So, we got into it really good the second time.
Well, let's talk about the first time.
Oh, the first time we had a fabulous episode.
Oh my God, we hit it out of the park. There was, and then we realized none of it recorded.
Yeah, so apparently in producer mode, you don't get to record.
You can't produce.
Right, so apparently
we're
in regular join the studio mode and we can record now. So we're doing it.
And then we tried a second time and the internet wanted to get the herpes.
Right, and it said hit reload and then you'll still pick up where you left off. And then guess what?
It did.
It did. So all the things that we got from that little bit of time from the first one, it'll be a blooper reel later on YouTube.
Probably.
So you can have that from us.
So this is part 3, and you might get to see it or you might not. Shit if we know.
Right. We'll find out
We'll find out.
So...
Okay. Unicorn. Get Mama got Nikki B. Mama got me.
Woo! Hi, everybody. Oh, you guys are too kind.
It's so nice to be here at the episode 2 called Hot Rice and Cold Cucumbers.
Is that because you've been eating?
It's like I told you that 3 times before.
I know. Cold rice and cucumbers.
Hot rice and cold cucumbers is what I've been living off of the last 2 weeks for my weight loss journey.
But not cold rice and hot cucumbers?
No. The cucumbers are cold. So I've been living off of that. And all I can say is I haven't gained, I haven't lost, I'm still at 201, and I'm fucking miserable. I took like 700 gas pills because I feel like I've got 60 pounds of shit in me, but now I'm just blowing air farts right now.
At least you didn't gain anyway.
That's very true.
Because then that would make your early spring activities a little stressful.
Right, and I'm trying to help my son redecorate his room. And we are looking for some wallpaper. And Nikki B has the 411 on some wallpaper from...
do you know where you can get the best wallpaper?
It's not at saggypussy.com.
No, it is not at saggypussy.com.
Where is it, Nikki B? Go for it.
Spoonflower.com. They are not our sponsor. However, we would like for them to be our sponsor. They are...
I won't say words like pussy.
You're right. So anyway, they make reproduction wallpapers, and they can make wallpapers for ones you take pictures of. Like, let's say you're redoing your grandma's house that you just inherited, and you're steaming away all this wallpaper. And you're like, oh my God, look, it's this atomic era wallpaper. It's got this little spaceship and these little stars and stuff.
The fuck was up with your grandma? She has.
That was some popular wallpaper.
Grandma be firking the astronauts. She'd be like, take off. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I hit a nerve? Was your grandma an astronaut lover?
No, she was a marine lover. She loved a marine. So things that
make you go, what?
Things that make you go poop. We're drinking a probiotic fruit soda right now.
Yes, it's really good.
Tropical passion fruit, and we're literally drinking a whole civilization. 2 billion probiotic organisms. We just drink a whole planet inside this can.
You know, I'll probably end up crapping my pants before the end of this podcast.
Oh, probably because they aggressively destroy all the gut flora and fauna that you have. And replace it with their own. So you just killed the dinosaurs in your gut, and humans are growing now.
No, damn it!
I know, right?
I'm too old for humans to be growing in there. I ain't got no source of nutritions to feed the little sons of bitches. I ain't got... Listen, this is all padding.
They'll eat your fecal plaque.
Well, they can eat my fecal plaque because ain't nothing but powdered milk coming out of this shit.
Sometimes I wish that I would just spontaneously lactate.
I've heard, I think some men do spontaneously lactate.
Oh, guys going to the gym, they sure do. They try to act like it's sweat, and it's like, honey child, that is not sweat. It's like, you on steroids, that's why you got back knee. I ain't dumb.
Me crazy. So, the Stingray still hasn't had her baby yet.
Oh, I feel so sorry for her because she's like the Mary of Stingray religions.
Yes, everybody says it's Jesus. The baby belongs to Jesus or Jaws, but they haven't really thought about what.
It's Poseidon's. Stop, you guys. It's Poseidon's.
No, wait for it.
Everything's his.
This is not the second coming of Jesus. This is the second coming of Steve motherfucker Irwin.
Yeah, right.
That baby's gonna that thing's gonna come out with stingray flaps and an accent.
Right, it's gonna have like a tan shirt on, and it's gonna be like,
"Crikey, Mama, where did I come from?"
Except there will be like a bubble accent coming off of him, kind of like all the creatures in SpongeBob.
Well, they'll have to do one of them ancestry DNAs with Bendy to make sure it's not her Finn sister.
Her Finn sister, Fendi Berwin.
Fendi Berwin. Fendi Irwin.
Irwin, not Berwin.
Berwin, Fendi Berwin.
She plays the piano.
She's the old lady that plays piano down the street. Anyway, I can't remember if I said anything about the shirt that I'm wearing because we've done this podcast 700 times.
Oh, that's right. No, that's what we did just talk about, but that's the part we lost that will be a blooper later. It'll be a blooper.
So this shirt, Do Cool Shit, comes from 21 Pineapples T-shirt company. 21 Pineapples is owned by a young man by the name of Nate Simon. Nate is 21 years old, and he is also rocking the extra chromie. He's my homie with the extra chromie.
That's so sweet.
And his mother tells the story of the day that he was born, and the doctor's looking at her saying, "I'm sorry." And
the doctors need to quit doing
after
that.
They said that, she made sure the mama, who I love to death, his mama Holly, she made sure "I'm sorry" never come out of nobody's mouth again, because all of her kids are great, and she has pushed and pushed and pushed to do and have them do great things. And Nate is going to be
very successful, y'all,
in a movie next month.
Watch party time.
If we can get it streamed, we will be having a watch party. The movie is called I Win, and it's coming out on March 21st. March 21st.
Which is the first day of spring for people in the Midwest.
And World Down Syndrome Day.
Hell yeah.
So, I cannot wait. I saw the trailer for it. And the character that he plays is Charlie. And as soon as I heard the line, "Have you seen Charlie?" "No, I haven't seen him since before school." I'm like,
oh God, no!
My Nate is missing.
What's gonna happen?
So I met them through TikTok. Oh my gosh!
Laugh and be a whole range
for
of emotions.
Several years, and then we finally met up in person. They were in town in Cincinnati for a Down syndrome convention, and we're not far from Cincy. And I'm like, there is no way that she's like, "But we'll be leaving," and I'm like, "Look, there's no way that you guys are going to be this close to me after we've talked all these years and me not come." I'm like, even if I just walk in there and be able to just hug them both, because that kid has really good timing. He has no idea. Sometimes when I lost my brother, I just went into like this depression, and I'm still, as you know, I'm still trying to work my way out of it. But some of the stuff that he would say, or he would text me and, send me little videos of him singing Backstreet Boys. He's a streets back. Right. All right. He told me he loves me more than I want it that way. And I was like, well, tell me why. That was supposed to be funny. Here, let me help.
There we go.
We don't need the dowel rod anymore to hit our sound machine.
Oh, it's right here, y'all. It's so much easier.
If you haven't noticed, we've moved up in the world and closer to the camera, so we're like,
It's much smoother.
Yes, it's much smoother.
And it's like we're giving head to the... It's not so far away now. Oh, and there's
I don't do that.
No auto-tune.
Right, there's no auto-tune. We sound as bad.
I know, we're so excited.
There is no auto-tune to fix our voices.
Last week was the anniversary of Kurt Cobain's death.
It was.
On the way to Washington, D.C. for my 8th grade field trip. And one bus found out before the other bus because somebody had a hand-cranked Apocalypse radio, in 1990.
It had to have been because
right?
we didn't have any other.
She was listening. We didn't have cell phones.
It had to have been.
And we get off the bus and they're all freaking out, like, ah! And don't you know, them bitches ruined my entire vacation because this was vacation for 12-year-old me.
Kurt Cobain ruined his
14-year-old
vacation.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't wait a couple more days? Like, they weren't going to be in D.C. long, Kurt. Like, shit.
We were at the Air and Space Museum, and, like, nobody cared that we were next to the Apollo. Like, they're just, like, sitting there with their hats.
Like, I don't care if this been on the moon. He's been on my heart.
It's like, I like him. He was cool, but, like, we in D.C.,
we got to learn about the presidents.
Right? And there's like stuff we got to go shopping for. Like, I want one of those magnets that say Washington, D.C.
Right, or
Jefferson
a t-shirt.
Memorial. Right, like.
Speaking of Thomas Jefferson.
What?
He's being taken off of Mount Rushmore.
Y'all. Times are getting real.
Yes, this is like big shit news, right? Because like Taylor Swift is big shit news. So Thomas Jefferson is being taken off of Mount Rushmore and being replaced by Taylor Swift. I mean,
I could not be happier about that.
Me either. Way to go, Tay-Tay.
For real.
Way to go,
All
Tay-Tay.
you gotta do, let's see, we only took a couple minutes in, so I can't say that word. All you gotta do is have sexual relations with a football player, and you will be immortalized forever.
At least that's what happened to me.
I know, that's why there's a sign for me, like, as soon as you enter Vandalia, this says, home of superstar
Nikki B.
Right, and it's like me, like,
I take pictures in front of it every time I go past because it's like, this is my friend.
Right, like every time my friends come in from out of state or out of country, they're like,
one day I'll have a Mama K-Way. Yeah, I'll have a Mama K-Way one day. We'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see.
Entering into Huber Heights, it'll be like, hey, yes. Girl, on the mama.
On my mama. On my good. Wait. On my mama. On my hood. I look fly. I look good.
Oh,
that's what the kids be singing.
If anyone ever wants to come on and do one of those things where they tape me, so it's like,
oh my gosh, there is a surgeon that be doing these really awesome facelifts. Let me show you. You should get one.
We should do an on-air facelift
or colonics.
Where we rub hemorrhoid cream all over our faces.
Oh, but we got to get it's got to be Canadian though.
Okay. Why is Canadian like made with real Canadians or something?
Yes, I think they secrete the DNA from their nipples or something. But there's something in the Canadian hemorrhoid cream that either is or is not in the American one. And if the American
Cocaine.
One can cause, man, wouldn't it be nice if you could just go to an old timey fucking doctor and be like, look, I've got PMS, and they're like, you should just drink and do cocaine about it.
I know, right? It's like
that was the answer for everything back then.
Freud knew what was going on. He's like, here you go.
Oh.
Because, Freud was the first person to do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I thought it was Nicki Minaj.
No, it was Freud.
Sigmund and Freud?
Yeah, not the tiger people. Not the diamonds and sauce people.
Isn't that who it is? Sigmund and Floyd? Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy. I was going to be like, it could be Siegfried and Floyd now.
I don't know
because one of them has passed away.
Oh, that's right. May he rest in eternal peace.
The one that was mauled on stage.
Speaking of being mauled, Have you heard of the Cleveland torso murderer?
Boy, have I ever heard about the Cleveland torso
Also
murder.
known as the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run.
The Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run. Oh, yeah. So.
It's from our Cleveland Unsolved Mysteries from Cleveland, Ohio.
Y'all don't even know how gross this shit was back in the 1930s. This was some Dexter stuff. Oh, and it got a little out of hand. It lasted a couple of years. People got scared.
He was murdering way beyond his time. Like, he was very, very...
Like, my personal...
Future murder-minded.
We'll get to our personal opinion about the whole thing here in just a moment. But it's kind of scary. Like, there was this guy just happened to be walking along the shore. Okay? Foreshadowing. He was cruising. And then found
Lake
a body.
Erie.
What was it? A torso?
A torso, yeah, on Lake Erie.
Yeah, and then like a year later, a bunch of people were found like all around the same time, and
they didn't connect the two.
Right, they didn't realize that they had that going on because they didn't have like
and so they had already started
crime
counting
units and shit like that back then. They was just like, all right, someone was killed here.
Right, with a big old pipe. I do believe we have a med. So I thought initially, like, okay, well, maybe these are all women. But no, the second victim was a man. And
then a bunch of them were men.
And what he did was...
kind of bad.
He emasculated.
Emasculated. It's a word.
We learned that word today.
Yeah, you use it instead of saying the other word, which
castrate.
Is castration.
Or Lorena Bobatoff.
Yeah. So they also had some of the hearts cut out with surgical precision. One of the officers was like, nobody on my team could do that.
No. So that's why they figured it was like a butcher. So they called him the Butcher of Kingsbury Run because the preciseness of the mutilations.
And then the community that he was attacking was a Depression shantytown that was located right next to a red light district. Mm-hmm. You've got that right. A red light district in Cleveland.
They called it the Hobo Jungle.
Right? Columbus and Cincinnati both had red light districts.
Mm-hmm.
Why did we ever get rid of red light districts?
Give you the red light special. Well, they got the ranch in Nevada.
Yeah, but Nevada is trashy.
Is it?
People shouldn't have to travel so far for pussy. I mean,
they didn't in my prime.
Sometimes it's just around the corner.
Back in my day, Buffalo Free.
Right, that was on the corner. Downtown on High Street.
What? We'd always say, go down on 3rd and Main and get you a hooker. Get you one of them hookers.
Or if you're gay, you just drive down to the levee.
Oh, is that where y'all go?
Yeah, it's like a department store. You just drive past people.
You drive your Chevy to the levee until your suck's blown dry.
Amen to that.
No. I just had an aphasia moment. That's a good segue into aphasia, something that I have mild aphasia because I had a stroke-like medical event happened to me several years ago, and I notice it, but it's not noticeable to other people unless I tell you. But I do have mild fuck, really?
What was I talking about?
A fart. But anyway, it doesn't really have to do with dementia like one Miss Wendy Williams.
Right, like the ADT, I think is what she got.
She's got frontal dementia and aphasia. And I watched her documentary over the weekend, and I am just freaking heartbroken.
Yeah, it's really sad when, the courts take away your access to your money. So people that you're used to supporting, all of a sudden, they got a house that's got electricity paid for.
Right, and if that's your child and that's what you do and that's what you've done, you take care of your child no matter what. And I agreed with her. They had said something, used the word supporting her son, and that pissed her off. Like, get out. You don't ask me who I'm supporting. If I support my son, and I was like, you tell him, girl, because ain't nobody's damn business. Ain't nobody's damn business. And when they asked that boy, did you do anything with your mom's money? You saw the clip. He was stone cold, man.
He was like, nothing I wasn't allowed to do.
Yeah, I mean, come on now.
And it's none of our business if
I really hope
Uber Eats every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how he was raised.
I just really hope that the family gets more, because the family doesn't, like, she's in a place now, but according to the documentary, she had, like, you know, distanced herself from her family and everything, and now the only person that knows where she is her court-appointed guardian.
Right, so they're hiding her from her family.
And according to her niece, you know, she can call out, but they can't call her. And I just sit here.
So they probably only let her call when she's like fucked up.
Well, no, I think she's in a facility. I think I don't know, I don't want to say a rehab facility, but she's in a facility of some sort. I think they believe they've specified what kind of. Maybe they just said a treatment facility and just left it vague at that. I don't know, so don't quote me.
She's herself said alcoholism and cocaine. So yeah, she's in there for one of them. And I can tell you right now,
I don't think it's coke. I think it's the alcohol.
I'm going to say that she has alcohol in, you know, because I don't know, I'm a doctor. I'm not a doctor.
I play one on TV.
Right.
I play one on the weekends when my husband's horny.
Even though I could win Jeopardy, we all know. But anyway, she probably has alcohol related, early onset dementia related to being alcohol. I know lots of people, you know, being an STNA, we've seen it all. And I'm just going to say that that's what she has. And then cocaine does the same thing. Everybody I know that did hardcore cocaine for a long time, they eventually go nuts.
I have noticed
they do things like
that has been my experience clean as well.
And become a pastor and hate all their gay friends.
But there's
and all sorts of stuff.
There's still that little itch there. You can see it in their eyes.
Oh, we've always said it. It's all you got to do is say the word cocaine in a room full of people, and everybody that sniffs their nose, you know who used to do it. It's like you're like, hello.
I used to do it. I was very, very. I did some terrible things when I was on it, and you know.
I think a lot of people do terrible things.
Yeah, drugs make you do terrible things, and
lots of things do. Religion make you do terrible things.
Pot makes me tell terrible jokes. That's about the gist you get. If I drink, I will have a glass of champagne. That's like my favorite thing. I'll have some champagne with some frozen strawberries in it, get in the hot tub like I'm fancy. Because Mama always said, dress like you're already famous and act like you've done 3 or 4 awards. And, you know, and people are going to be like, who does she think she is? No, baby, it's not who she thinks she is. It's who she knows she is.
Right. Confidence goes a long way, and people pick up on that.
It does. Hopefully I made a difference in somebody's life.
Oh, you know, back on that Wendy Williams, her husband got a girl pregnant.
He sure did.
Bought the hoe a house down the street in the same neighborhood that him and Wendy lived in.
Yeah. Do you know what my girl Wendy? Now, you either love it or hate. He's not a Wendy fan, but he's empathetic in the situation. But I've always been a Wendy fan. And this girl finds out about the house. She gets in that car and she goes to that house with a bottle of spray paint.
Oh,
and spray paints on the garage door. She spray paints
dirty
her husband.
Pussy.
Oh, she should have, but no, she you know, trespassed and you know, defamed the house in a classy way and just put Wendy and her ex-husband, I can't remember his name.
Oh, I didn't write it down.
Ass cheek forever. I can't remember his name. Her son's named
Dickie
after him.
Pants.
She calls him Big and Junior. Big I forget what his name is, but anyway, he she spray painted the house, and but the thing is, her money paid for that shit. Because
so technically that was her house, because we all know her husband, it don't matter what work he did, she was the money.
And you know what I feel like? And another thing that I watched over the weekend, and I'm not going to get into that, but it's kind of like hand in hand with this. I watched the new Color Purple, which is like a musical, and I didn't think I was going to dig it, but I dug it.
I'm glad that you told me that, because I had no idea why the Color Purple was all of a sudden being talked of for no fucking reason.
Yeah. I was like, I mean, it was so
that's like a 40-year-old movie.
Yeah. I mean, it was really, really good. And in the original movie, towards the end, Celie puts a curse on her husband. It's like everything you ever think about is going to crumble. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm no psychic, and I don't know the woman personally. But after she divorced her husband, and she finally had enough of his BS, he has tried with his girl, with his hoe, to do all these things.
And none of it worked out.
None of it has worked out. He's trying to open a restaurant now, I think.
Oh.
Pretty sure that's what they said. He's trying to open a restaurant.
Wait a minute. So Color Purple is based on a real story?
No. It's based on a book.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, I am behind.
No, it's just...
I live on a different planet
I just feel like, Wendy was like, you got here because of me. You took from me to get here.
I'm hearing this as Angela Bassett in my head.
Yeah. Shit. You ain't nobody without me, Ike.
Right? Oh,
that's right.
I don't even... Isn't it sad when you think of a celebrity that played a celebrity instead of them? Like, when I think of Tina Turner, Angela Bassett,
she did so good.
Same with Val Kilmer. He's Jim Morrison.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
Right? I don't even know what Jim Morrison looks like, because I just see Val Kilmer in my head.
Do you know, when my younger brother, Trevor, was younger, he looked just like Val Kilmer, and it was like so weird for me because
you have a crush on Val Kilmer,
and my brother looks like, and I never saw it, and then somebody was like, "Oh my God, your brother looks just like Val Kilmer," and I'm like, "No, he doesn't. Don't ever talk. Don't ever say that again. He doesn't. What are you saying?" And then I'm like, "Shit." Well, shit.
You had to go ruin it for me, you stinky bitch.
But do you remember the Lawrence brothers from the 80s?
Ooh,
Joey
Lawrence.
Just
talking about them and Give Me a Break the other day. Oh, I love that show.
So there are, well, I'm sure there's more Lawrence siblings.
There's 3 that were on the show. There was the baby, the middle one, and then Joey.
Oh, honey, the baby one.
He was adorable.
Oh, you don't. So as an adult, listen to me. If if Brendan Fraser, and Johnny Depp had a baby, if Brendan Fraser and Johnny Depp had a baby,
that's hot. Speaking of, kudos to our follower Johnny Depp with 1 P.
1 P?
Yeah. I was like, hey, Johnny Depp following us now. I don't care that it's just with 1 P. Right. So kudos to Johnny. We're going to pretend like you the real Johnny.
Look, I have been followed by Dolly Parton so many damn times, and it's always the same picture with she's wearing an eye patch in every single,
why?
Why do you all pick the same? And then I get these
it's like they sell already pre-made fraud.
Right, and they just send it out.
Here you go. You can use this account this month.
So I will show you what Matthew Lawrence. Okay, that's not the baby. Hold on. I'm going to show you. Because Matthew's the middle, right? And I got to find the other one. And they have a brotherly love podcast.
Is that them right there or something?
Yeah. Is that... Okay.
I can kind of see it. I haven't seen
Where is he? Where's the young girl's one? Here he's coming. He's right there. Right after her.
Oh, the thicker one?
Look it!
Yeah, he's way cuter than their older brother.
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
The middle one looks the same. That's so funny. He hasn't aged a day.
Okay, so Matthew would be so I don't know.
I can
Andrew,
hear their
maybe.
Yeah, I can hear their voices on that show.
I'm going to tell you what.
They have definitely aged quite well. So eventually, for those of you that are watching and not listening, we'll have a little thing up in the TV where we'll share things. But we're just getting there, so you got to bear with us. Oh, she just slapped the labia thing on the wall. Look, she pulled on it, and it's still attached.
You ever heard of the blue waffle?
Oh, that's just like a blue waffle.
Yes, this is the blue labia. Majora.
Or we could be normal and just say that it's a stingray.
That damn stingray. I wish that stingray would pop that baby out so it could be the second coming of Steve Irwin's and
Fendi. We need
Fendi Irwin. And
oh, that sounded like it hurt.
No, I'm a badass.
You're
so
like, I'm a badass.
Thank you. So how do you guys groom your vaginas? Are we still going for the slick back look, the afro, the landing strap?
It's different because each generation does something different.
Right, I know. Like, does that style change too?
Yeah, Gen Z doesn't trim.
Okay.
Millennials go for like weird things. They like landing strips and triangles. If they have super thick pubes, they usually do some kind of Pokemon thing.
I was just thinking like the Playboy stickers that we would use back in the day. Like I remember.
Oh, when we go tanning, you put it like right on the vein that's going down to your crotch.
And yeah, I have a friend, and I'm not gonna say her name, but when she hears this, she's gonna know
that it's about her. It's about you, girlfriend.
And the only reason she's gonna know is because we both worked at this tanning bed when we was a teenagers, and she had a boyfriend, right? Well, this boyfriend, we couldn't just go hang out with him or anything like that because he was
older.
He was locked up.
Ooh.
In like a boys' group home.
Oh, well, that could be fun, I guess.
In the ghetto. And we got pulled over once, and I was like, girl, I think they thought we was prostitutes or crackheads.
Like he was, or looking for
because we were very young.
I don't think kids know that you used to have to go buy drugs on the street.
Right, you can't go to a store and buy you drugs, bruh. What? I had to walk uphill 5 miles both ways to buy a moldy brick of pot. And you guys have all these fancy schmancy,
schmancy fancy things.
Yeah, Penn Affleck over here. So, Benjamin Buttons. So, yeah, I had to smoke my shit out of a pop can.
Penny Marshall.
What about her? She's dead. So's Gary. They're together in heaven.
Wait a minute.
Mr. and Mrs. Satan.
There's no heaven for Jews. They think that you just die and it's blackness.
Right, they are Jewish.
Right, so she just is forever in her last moment.